That's fine. Deputy Connolly.
Just a quick word on the non-consolidation of foundation accounts. I understand that this came to our attention inadvertently through the Controller and Auditor General's reports, where we discovered that various universities, not all of them, had foundations. And Mr McCarthy pointed out that they weren't consolidated, and their explanation was, we don't control them, so there's no reason to consolidate them. And that was, I think, accepted, was it, by the Higher Education Authority? Or
no, I don't think it was, actually. I think the Higher Education Authority backed the recommendation that there be consolidation. Okay. And I think in the discussion here, while, if you like, under accounting rules, they're not obliged to consolidate, because the way they've structured the foundations, if you like, it fails the test that would require them, make it absolutely necessary for them to do it. If you like, there was a gap there. So I think the committee suggested that if you have a foundation, that you should attach the financial statements of the foundation, so that at least those who look at the financial statements would then at least be able to see as well the set of financial statements.
In relation to Cork?
No, they didn't do it for that particular year. I actually went and looked at the foundation statements. The foundation's office is in the campus. And the president of UCC is one of the directors of the foundation. So, I mean, I'm drawing attention to the fact that they didn't submit the foundation financial statements with the annual financial statements as the committee had requested.
Just thank you very much for that clarification, because it's just important, because one gets confused. So, according to the accountancy rules, it's not necessary. As a committee,
it's not obligatory.
Not obligatory.
Yeah.
Obligatory, thank you.
Yeah.
And so we feel it's necessary, the HEA feels it's necessary, and that's where it rests. But notwithstanding that, this university hasn't even given the accounts parallel with their own accounts. Now, just very briefly, I think this is a huge issue in relation to foundations and who controls what. And when we had Galway before us, they very proudly told us, well, they had no control over it, so therefore there was no need. And again, that office is on the campus side. They don't pay a rent or anything, and in fact that question was left at why they would pay a rent. So just for today, there's a huge blurring of boundaries here that's not for scrutiny. And that's of extreme concern to me, because if the university doesn't control the foundation, it begs the question, does the foundation control the university, or the direction in which it's going, or the nature of the buildings, notwithstanding that very good things could come out of a foundation. But it has to be done in an open and accountable way, and in my view that hasn't been done. And if the president of a university, any university, says, we have no control over that, but yet that president sits on it, and so does the bursar of that university, then there are serious issues. And if there is a separate board in America, for example, with the president on that board as well, a chair, there are questions here that we have to ask if we're going to hold a system to account and value for money, particularly when it came across repeatedly, well, actually, we're getting more and more money from that, so we're not happy to have it scrutinised. That's separate entirely, and not recognising that the universities are what they are because of public money. Okay. So I just like to, for the record, it's something I will be keeping a close eye on.
Did you want us to include that issue in the letter to UCC to give us their rationale? We understand they're not legally obliged to do it, but in the interest of good public,
we should just ask them for their accounts in relation to it. Galway University, which has a lot more money in the foundation, it gave us the accounts. Yeah. So I don't know why Cork is not given it, or indeed any other college that has a foundation.
So not only did they not consolidate them into the figures, they didn't even put the information in by way of a note.
That's correct. So that's why I'm drawing attention to it.
Even if they don't legally consolidate,
no, that's what we're asking for.
The information. So I think we'll write back, and we understand they weren't consolidated, but we'll ask why the information from the foundation wasn't included by way of an information note in the with the financial statement.
There's a mindset issue here in relation to.
And we'll ask them to do it for the current year. Yeah, and we were requesting a copy of the foundation's accounts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's obviously